your clearance to read them. That chairman, Utah Congressman Jason Chaffetz, joins me right now in a Kelly File exclusive. Representative Chaffetz, welcome. Good to see you. This material, I understand, was apparently all, according to her, originally theoretically so fine that she could actually email it around. So why now is it suddenly so super secret?
Well, I think it's always been highly classified. The Clinton campaign would seem to want to let the public know that it's only just a few and it's not that bad. But the sensitivity of the material is such that even I, as the chairman of the Oversight Committee, the chief investigative body, I don't have the proper security clearance as a member of Congress to look at this. And so the materials they provided to the Secure Communications Facilities, the so-called SCIF, there at the House of Representatives, under lock and key and guard. Even when I get in there to see it, it's going to be redacted to the point that I won't be able to read the complete file.
So, Representative, what does that tell you?
Well, it goes to the nature of how this very sensitive material, the material that puts people's lives in danger, was out there in the open. And you can't do that. We have more than 1 million people in this country that have security clearances, and I think it's clear to almost everybody, I thought, that you can't share that information. You can't allow people to have access to that information. You have to keep that in a secure server, in a secure setting. But that is not what happened top to bottom, start to finish, with this arrangement that Hillary Clinton made with herself.
Was she simply careless, or you think there was something else altogether going on?
Well, it went on for years. I mean, she was fairly sophisticated, a former United States Senator, former First Lady, surrounded by some of the top minds that she got to pick. And yet they created this scheme in such a way that they could bypass this. She set up this server on the very day she started her Senate confirmation. And again, information that's so sensitive and secret that in the hands of nefarious nation states, any sort of hackers, literally puts people's lives in danger.
So, Representative, what do you do now?
Well, I still want to get at the truth. We got to understand and plug this hole, because one thing I want the public to understand is it's not one email system. If you're dealing with classified information, that's on a separate system. You can't just forward that to an address that is not properly cleared. So somebody had to take that information and either regurgitate it, perhaps copy it, put it on a thumb drive, maybe they downloaded a PDF, maybe they just took the essence of that conversation and then put it on a non-secure setting. And so we got to make sure
this stuff could be out there. And look, if you're someone who was working potentially for the CIA somewhere in the world, you'd probably be pretty nervous right now knowing that this stuff does exist somewhere or could have been hacked into. Representative Chaffetz, thank you so much. Good to see you tonight.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, allegations of perjury aren't the only thing plaguing Hillary Clinton tonight. The connection between Clinton's personal foundation and her time at the State Department was the subject of sharp criticism in a Boston Globe editorial. The publication finding this relationship so questionable, it suggests simply Clinton Foundation should stop accepting funds. Yeah, you think? Joining me right now, Mark Thiessen, former chief speechwriter for President George W. Bush and Fox News contributor, and Austan Goolsbee, former chief economist for President Obama. Good to see both of you. Austan, I'm starting with you tonight. So she's a smart woman, yes?
She is.
And she's been around politics a whole long time, and I think she probably at some point figured she'd probably go on to bigger and better things, even during her time there as Secretary of State, yes?
Look, I don't know. It sounds like you're leading some questions.
Okay.
Why don't you just ask me what you want to ask?
I don't understand why, given that she is as smart as she is and as ambitious as she is, why on earth she would subject herself to the scrutiny she's now going through with this pay-to-play scandal just for a few lousy bucks for the foundation. So there's one of two things going on, Austan. She's either really stupid, really dumb, doesn't recognize that this would be a challenge for her political career, or she knows that and chose to do it anyway, which would suggest she's very corrupt. Which is it?
And have I stopped beating my wife? You forgot that the second part. You added the pay-to-play scandal. That is an accusation from a right-wing organization. That's not at all what happened.
All right,
the reason that she raised money, the reason that she raised money for the Clinton Foundation is that the Clinton Foundation, which has received a grade of A by the alliance that evaluates philanthropy organizations, used their money to reduce malaria drug prices by 90% throughout the developed world. They used money to